How long do you spend every day on social media? Across every platform, whether it's just TikTok, just Instagram, Twitter, now X, YouTube, that counts as social media. How long do you spend on average? Is it maybe a few hours a day? Maybe it's bad. Maybe it's nearly half the day. Maybe it's 5 to 10 hours or more. Maybe it's only a few minutes. Maybe it's a couple of hours. Or how long do you spend on just one platform? Maybe it's half an hour per platform. If it's a lot, maybe it's just a few minutes per platform. Well, this video isn't about how long you're on social media for. That'll be another video. I'll probably be talking about dopamine detoxing and generally just trying to kind of rewire your brain in terms of the reward chemical that is dopamine for just getting off social media, basically, so we're not in the constant dopamine hit of more content. And there's the psychology behind the swiping, like gambling at a casino. It's the same as social media. But this video is actually more for the creators than the consumers, but for the most part, this still applies. Now, if you are creating content on social media and you're struggling, like I have done many times with many different accounts over the past few years, why do you think you're not getting anywhere with it? Why do you think that your Twitter account has never got over, you know, two-figure followers or three-figure followers? You never got over a few hundred followers, or you're never getting over a few thousand, or whatever it might be on whatever platform, or that new account never seems to grow, or maybe it's just your friends and your family see it and the odd follower, and that's about it. It's never grown. And that could be on any platform, whether it's X, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, you name it, Facebook. Why do you think that you're not getting consistent growth? Why do you think that you're not getting picked up by the algorithm? Well, it's probably not what you think, because the answer is insanely simple. The main point to the answer, anyway. Yes, there's technical elements, all the technical aspects do add up, but again, these are kind of micro factors. They're the smaller percentages, whereas the most important thing is actually the simplest thing. So, whatever platforms you're on, whether you're on one platform or all platforms, although I'm always telling my clients, be everywhere. Obviously, be where your target market is, be where your target customers are, but be everywhere. Because if everyone is everywhere, then you have to be everywhere so that potential customers that aren't necessarily your target customers yet can find you. And I think that's another misconception. That might be another video for another day, about how most people only think about a target customer and where they are now. They don't think about the people that become the target customer and how to target soon to be or in the future target customers. But that's another video for another day. So the point I want to make here is the simple point of probably the most important part of going viral or gaining popularity as your account is concerned across a platform or across all platforms, because it's the same regardless of the platform, regardless of the algorithm, regardless of whatever all of it means. It all comes down to this simple thing. And it's so simple because it just takes into account the platform. That's it. It's just the platform you're on, and not taking into account any of the technical elements of, is your SEO effective? Have you got the right keywords in your post, or is the post, what's your hook like? How's the retention of the post? What's the reward? And is your copy good? And all this and all that. That's all great. That's all fine and dandy. But what's the most important part about getting attention and growing your profile, growing your account on a platform? It's making the platform actually think that you're a valued customer. That's it. It's literally just making sure that whatever platform you're posting on, they think that you're not just going to bugger off tomorrow or later on. If they think that, then you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get those 200-300 view TikToks, which basically just mean the algorithm's basically saying, yeah, you're good. We're not going to promote it. We can't be bothered. Yeah, you're good. Same with Instagram. If you get a few hundred or a few thousand, it basically just means, oh, it's getting picked up a little bit. It's in your feed, but that's it. It's in some people's feed, but the algorithm's not picked it up. So when you're thinking about how to grow a page or how to get more views on your reel or how to get more views on your TikTok, start with the simplest point, which is be active, be on the platforms. Don't just go on the app for 2 seconds as you upload the post and then leave it. That can work, and the other small technical elements can have an effect on your video, but the most significant part of what drives growth on a page, on your profile, is how active you are and how much that platform thinks you care about you actually growing on that platform. The algorithms aren't dumb. The platforms themselves know that they're analyzing your data. They read when you're on the app. They read the activity. So they literally can use that as a deciding factor of, okay, is this person posting once a day but coming on as they post and then posting and then sharing and that's it? Or are they on the account other times of the day? Are they reacting with other people's stories? They're reacting to, like, if you are on for more than just the very second you post, add the caption, share, done, out of the app. If that's the only time you're ever on the app, then you are leaving all the technical elements to chance that you'll grow. That can happen, but it's leaving so much to chance, and it's so rare that that's the case. If you're literally only going on the app to make the post, upload the image and share it, or upload the reel and share it, you're prohibiting so much growth just by not being active enough on the platform. So take into account whatever platforms you're on, be active. Just be around. Make the platforms know that, know you. Make them known. If you're on Facebook, don't just be on there to share. If you're on TikTok, don't just be on there to share your TikTok or whatever it might be. Go on Twitter. Don't just go on there to like 2 things, tweet your post, and then that's it. Or X your post now, whatever it's called. I read Xing the other day. That was hilarious. Minus the point. So simply be on the platform. Like it's the simplest but most effective part of growing on a platform. Be active. Be on there a lot. Now, I've been I've been my own culprit in this case because I have not been active on platforms enough before and just tried to do a tweet, repost it, or do a reel on Instagram, and then just that's it, come off the account. But you realize how much you're stunting your growth because of that. So take into account how long you're on, how much, not just how long, but what you're doing and your activity on the platform, because you might be on there just for another 5 minutes a day other than posting. But what are you doing on the platform on those other 5 minutes? If you just spend 30, do it for the sake of just the activity of your thing. If you're worried about, if you're trying to dopamine detox, you're trying to monk mode yourself and you're trying to post stuff to grow your brand, grow your profile, grow your videos and whatever, you do have to do a little bit of being active on the profile so that your account has some growth. I've recently posted some reels on one of my Instagram pages, a theme page called The Compound Channel. And I know for a fact it would not have grown as much if I don't look at the stories that's been mentioned, I don't interact with some of the followers in the comments, I don't scroll the feed, I don't look at the reels. I spend at least the same amount of time I'm posting as I do just being active on that account. And I am 99.9% sure that is half the reason for the growth. Other than being, making sure I've got good SEO and the video's good anyway. But being active on the platform's literally like the most important thing you can do. And just generally trying to be alive on the platform so that the platform thinks that, okay, this person cares about growing on this platform. It's like going into a store, and if you are the customer walking into the store, you just walk around the store for 10 minutes and then leave. The shopkeepers, the people there trying to attend to you if you ask a question, don't really care about you being there unless you come and ask. If you're going to potentially buy from them, then they're going to care about you and put some time and attention and energy into you. If you come in and just browse and walk out, that's why they're sat on their phone behind the counter. Whereas if you come in and you pick something up, if you look curious and you look willing to buy, they're going to put the time into it. And it's the same with a platform. Think of the Platformers like the shopkeepers, the sales representatives behind the counter, you're browsing. If you're just on there to post and that's it, you're just browsing the shop. But if you actually take into account being in there, being curious about something, that's like being active on the account, looking at a couple other stories, looking at the feed for 20 seconds or 30 seconds, and reacting to comments or likes you get, or just looking at people, that just going on the accounts of people that follow you and follow them back if it's only a few, and just go through that process. It's the exact same as going into a store and just not caring and walking back out again. If you go into a store, you show curiosity, you pick up some things, you ask some questions, they think you want to buy from them. The same reason if you're active on somewhere, then if you're active on a platform, you're a customer of, the producers of on a platform and the consumers are both the customer. Obviously, they're making out of both sides. A viewer that looks at an ad might buy it. Like 1 in 1,000 people might click on an ad and buy it, which then it's monetization. It's actual money for the platform. They then share that with the creator on there as well as with the creator, and they take their cut because they're the owner of the platform. So just be active. Don't need to be on there. It doesn't need to be, 10% of your time is creating, 90% of your time is consuming. You don't need to spend, if you're on there for 10 minutes a day, you don't need to spend another hour just on the platform. Just the same amount of time you spend posting, spend being active. And I guarantee you will start seeing growth on whatever platforms you're on. This doesn't mean you need to start spending hours and hours and hours a day. But if you're trying to grow, take this into account. Be active. So there we go. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.